So in Ghana and I guess elsewhere, breast cancer is a major public health problem and the most common type of cancer among women in terms of mortality and incidence. Though breast cancer is mostly commonly thought of as a disease that affects women, it does occur in men too. The disease is in men is most common in older men, we're told, though it can occur at any age. Is there a study on male breast cancer in Ghana? What are the trends, signs, and symptoms of male breast cancer? That's our conversation here with Dr. Samson Asala, General Practitioner, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center. A very good morning to you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Mami. Thank you for having me.
First of all, you've witnessed how it's been difficult convincing my colleagues, the camera technicians, to come up so that we can check their breasts.
Yeah.
Do they even come forward at all?
Oh, they do. So we've got some men coming for the breast exam. You know, in the month of October, because of the awareness, there's all this hype about doing the examinations, which we want to encourage. And we have men coming in to have their breast checked. Okay,
so maybe not on live television, but they do come in, which is a good thing.
They're camera shy.
But what's the trend in Ghana with the men?
Right. So breast cancer in men is rare. It is about 1% of all breast cancers. Because of the rarity, on a public health perspective, that is why there's not a lot of shouting about it as much as it is for the women. But it's also important because it's been realized that because most men feel like they do not have or they cannot get it, they present very late. And it's unfortunate because for men, if it is picked up early, in fact, for men, it can be easily picked up because the breast size is not so big. So it is easier to detect the lumps that occur. And once you detect the lump, you can pick it up earlier. You can have curative surgery. So in men, one of the reasons why we are talking about men is that if it's early, we can cure, and we can it can easily be detected. The problem comes because men think that, oh, this is a woman's issue. So if they see it, they may see it, but then they will ignore it. You know, boys, they'll just be doing things. Before you know it, it has spread, and then they come at a stage where it's more difficult.
Yeah. So in explaining what breast cancer is, tell us also how it would show in the man.
Right. Okay, so cancer is abnormal, uncontrolled growth of cells. And for breast cancer, it means some of the cells in the breast are growing out of the normal. Let me liken it to a tap. You know, you have taps at home, and sometimes you open a tap, you close it. And then occasionally the tap gets jammed, gets spoiled so that it's always running. I don't know if you've had that problem. I've had it in my house. So breast cancer is similar to that. In fact, cancers in general is similar to that in the extent that normal cells increase and then they decrease. So it's like the tap opening and closing. But it gets to a point where the increase cannot be stopped. So the cells are increasing every day and then they begin to spread. In breast cancer, there are tissues in the breast. We have lobular tissues and ductal tissues. Those are names of certain kinds of tissues in the breast. Okay. So when the cells there begin to increase without stopping, it's like a tap that is running and you cannot stop it, then that's a cancer. So first, it starts with one cell, it divides and increases. That is why we can pick up a lump. It means a cell has divided multiple times and now we can feel it. That is also why we do things like the mammogram. The mammogram is able to pick up very tiny breast cancers that we cannot feel. So mammogram is recommended annually for women 50 and above. It meant to, as part of screening, mammogram is recommended. It's just that because of how rare it is usually done for men who are known to have increased risk of getting breast cancer. Okay. What will put you in that category? Great. So let me use my analogy of the tap. Okay. So you see, there are some taps that by their own nature are faulty. You can have various taps. There are some that if you buy from the market, they'll tell you that this one, after a short while, it gets faulty. Okay. And there are some taps that you can do the same thing for a longer time, right? So if you have 2 taps and one gets damaged early, it means that there was something wrong with the tap itself. In the same way, our genetic material, there are some people that their genetic material is easily damaged so that they get into the cancerous cells. Now, for those people, this kind of thing passes through their families. So you see families where they have cancers appearing at younger ages, less than 40, maybe breast cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate cancer. So if you have a family where they have cancers that appear early, it means that you have the propensity, or it's easier for you to get cancers. In those kind of men, then we will do the regular screening, because we already know from the family that people in the family, close relatives, are getting cancer. So there's the likelihood that you also get.
Appearing early means at what stage? Or
appearing early for men, so less than 40. Cancers that appear 40 years and below. In fact, less than 50, but then 40 and below usually means that we don't expect it that age. I mean, the older you go, the more you are at risk, because if you are going on and off after some time, you expect some things to go. But if it happens too early, that is 40 and below, then we know that there's something wrong. Okay.
Now you can give us a call, particularly if you're a man and if you've got concerns. Give us a call, 0302-211-69-102, 0302-211-69-102. Now that we're not getting models, how are you going to teach the men how to examine it? I'm sure you have a way around it. But I also have a question of, if you have, say, a sibling, a sister, or a mother, or a wife with breast cancer, or they've had it before, if you're a man living with them, is there a possibility that you could also have it?
So, breast cancer is not communicable. That means that one person getting it doesn't mean that you can transfer it to another person, just like you have a COVID. However, it is inheritable. That means that once a parent has it, you're most likely to have it. It's similar to how in families you have people who have allergies. If somebody has allergies, the children have allergies, it passes on. Yes, those are genetic. They run through the DNA. So for a man whose wife has breast cancer, even though they are married, they don't have any genetic linkage. So there's no risk there. For a man whose mother has breast cancer at a late age, sort of over 50, that one, there's no risk. But if the mother has had breast cancer or ovarian cancer less than 40, it means that there is some problem with the genetic material. This man needs to be screened earlier to make sure that there's no breast cancer.
Okay, let's get onto the phone lines now. George is calling from Tamale. Good morning, George. Hello, George. Hi, George. Please speak up for us and kindly turn down the volume on that television set, okay? Let's see if Daniel is ready to speak, and then I'll come back to you, George. Daniel, good morning. Daniel from Bubuashi.
Yes. I would like to know, one of my breasts is a bit bigger than the other. So I would like to understand, can that also be one of such thing? I really want to understand it.
This. Hello, Daniel?
Yeah.
So I was just asking if it's always been like that.
It started, no, when I was a kid, it wasn't like that. It started developing a few years ago, when I think I was 12. I'm now about 23.
Okay. And does it hurt?
Yeah. Not really, but at times when you try to press it a bit harder, you can feel a bit of pain here and there.
Okay, Doc, am I asking the right questions?
Yes, you are.
Okay, all right.
Very well.
Daniel, we'll try and get some answers. Okay, let me speak to George. George is in Tamale. Good morning, George. Hello, George. Okay, we lost you, George there. Kindly call us back. All right, Doc.
So Daniel needs to visit the hospital. needs to have his breast examined. Okay. Now, there are various things that can cause one breast to become larger than the other. In men, if this thing happens, the first point of call is the hospital, so that we make sure, because apart from the likelihood of breast cancer, there are also some hormonal effects, because it started in puberty, he said, around 12. So there are some, and that was the time where we develop secondary sexual characteristics. Maybe there is some imbalance. He may not know it now, but if we check it, we'll be able to prevent things that may show up later on.
Okay. All right. Let's speak to Peter. Peter is in Dansoman. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Mama V. How are you? Please?
Oh, very well. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Let's hear you.
Please, I want to know from Doc if, women, the women like playing with our nipples sometimes and go to the level of maybe sucking it or playing with it with their teeth sometimes. I just want to know if that can cause breast cancer. And me in particular, there was a time I felt a small limp in my breast, and it was just like a ball. But I just treated it with somebody told me to treat it with shea butter, and I did that, and it's gone. And actually, I've not seen anything like that, and my breast is normal now. I'm not feeling any limp in there again. But I just want to know from Doc if I should go for a checkup or anything, because sometimes, like the way he's talking about seeing some limps in your veins, and in me, I have something like a round ball in my vein, in my leg. When I hold my vein, I feel like something is round in one of the veins there. So I just want to know if
okay.
Can.
All right.
That's all too. So
okay.
Right.
Peter, thank you very much. All right, Doc. Women playing with the breasts. Okay, that's some discovery right there.
Yeah, this is my first time also. This is my first time. I haven't heard that one before. But anyways, it is not a known risk factor for breast cancer. It's not a known risk factor for breast cancer. For concerning the lumps that he felt in the breast, there is normal times in a man's life where you can feel lumps in the breast.
Even for a man?
Yes, for a man.
Okay.
But it is important even to go to the hospital for the doctor to say that, oh, this is normal and this is not. The first caller, Daniel, I think, I'm sure when he had it at 12, people thought it was normal, because in adolescent males, sometimes you have a breast bud which forms in the breast. So some people say, oh, I had the same thing, so it's normal, you should leave it. But then his has progressed. If he had come at that point, we would have been able to tell something. So if you feel anything, I mean, men are usually macho, they don't want to go to the hospital. That's why we are saying these things, so that you can pick it up early. And then you see at the early stage, it's just a small procedure. Okay. Better than leaving it late and then we have so much trouble.
Great. Arthur is in Konongo. Good morning, Arthur.
Good morning, Mama V.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Hey, I have one of my breasts bigger than the other.
Okay. And how long has it been like that?
It started around 2016, and it hasn't developed that much.
Okay.
I went to the hospital. The doctor told me that there is no sickness in it. It came as a result of a swelling of the tissues. And I want to ask if there is no cure for that.
Okay. As in the, okay. All right.
All right. So, for Arthur's case, he did well by going to the hospital. All right. So I don't know when in the period, he said it started 2016, and now in 2020. I don't know when in this space of time he went to the hospital. If he did earlier and it's still persistent, it's important that he goes again. Okay. The importance is that to check and then to find that indeed this is what it is and hasn't increased, or there's an increase and whatnot. So if he has had the check remotely, it's been quite a while before he's done it, he should do it again. Okay. So that we see what's happening.
Jaffa is in Adenta. Good morning, Jaffa. Hello, Jaffa.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for reaching out. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Please go ahead. The doctor is listening.
Okay, please. I have a brother who has a lump in both of his breasts, and I was with him a few days ago. I noticed he was touching it and quite feeling pain while doing so. So I asked him what was wrong, and he said he has a little bit of pain in his breast. And I said, no, that's not normal because he's a man. So he asked me to touch it and feel it, and I felt both breast and there was lump in it, and I could feel he was in a little bit of pain. So I recommended he go see a doctor. I don't know if he has already done so, but I think when your program came up, I called him on the phone to switch on to do anything and pay attention to what's going on. And I thought maybe if he doesn't do so, maybe I'll be able to call and get some advice from the doctor himself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You're very thoughtful and looking out for your friend. We really appreciate that. Let's hear from Amidu. Amidu is in Obuasi. Good morning, Amidu.
Hey, mommy, how are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very well. I'm doing very well.
Nice.
I want to know how often do we men normally go for the checking? And that's the first one. And then the exercise we do, can exercise also prevent us from getting that breast cancer you talk of? Because me, I'm a bodybuilder person. So I don't know how that one can also help us not to get it.
Okay, great questions there. Thank you very much, Amidu. Let's speak to, I think, James. Good morning, James. Hello, James.
Hello.
Oh, I think I'm hearing you, but you're very low. Hello, James. Oh, unfortunately, we lost James there, but we can take the last two callers. Let's address their concerns.
So Amidu was asking about how often you should do it. Once a year is fine. So in this October month, you go there, it's screening. It doesn't look, men don't want to go because they will be shy. But this one, everybody's doing it, so just go and do it.
Okay.
Once a year for men, it's okay. Now, the other thing is that because men's breasts are not so big, I keep saying that if it's the tissues there are very scanty, so if a lump starts forming, you can easily pick it up. And so it's important to go there. Exercise, unfortunately, does not have any effect. It does not have any effect on the development of breast cancer. So the fact that he builds doesn't mean that he will not get it.
Okay.
Or that he will get it.
Okay.
Concerning the earlier caller, it's very good that he advised his friend to seek medical care. And if the friend is listening, I advise him to just go to any hospital and have the breast examined so that we check and make sure that whatever is there, we can identify the cause and then give the appropriate treatment that he requires.
Okay. All right, let's go to Kumasi. Osei is there. Good morning, Osei. Hello, Osei. Hello, Osei.
Yeah, my question is not really about breast cancer. My name is Osei.
Oh, Osei, we're listening. You said your question is not related to breast cancer.
Yeah, but it's still about the breast, male breast.
Okay, sure.
I have been, diagnosed with a condition called Gynecomastia. I think it's quite severe. I want to know if there is a risk of getting breast cancer because as for lumps, sometimes, in fact, most times, I do feel certain lumps in them, but then it's as big as a female's breast. Really big. It started when I was young, when I was in GHS, back in 2001. I was in GHS, and then it kept developing. And then I thought it was puberty, as the doctor said earlier. But then it kept developing, and I've been to hospitals. I've been to the breast care center in Kumasi here, that's Dr. Chief. They did scans and did all sorts of stuff, and they said there's nothing in it. There's no harmful stuff. But then the thing just kept developing. And now it's really huge. And of course, it will dent my, self-esteem at all.
Okay.
I want to know if this condition is directly linked to breast cancer. If I have a high probability of, getting breast cancer, and if there's also treatment for gynecomastia here in Ghana.
Okay. All right. Sure. Doctor will address that. Bailin, also from Kumasi. Good morning. Okay, I don't think we have you. So we can address Osei's very important question.
Yes, it's very good that Osei called, because gynecomastia is, like he rightly said, the development of female breast in a man. There are various causes, and underlying all these causes is a problem with the hormones. Everybody has hormones. In fact, both men and women have male and female hormones. Both of us do. So when there's an imbalance in men, you can have the breast formation. That increases the risk of getting breast cancer. So in men who have gynecomastia, their risk of getting breast cancer is higher than those who do not. So for Osei, he has increased risk, but then he needs to see an endocrinologist. That is a doctor who specializes with hormonal issues. From Kumasi, I'm sure there are quite a number at G. So you can go there and have it checked, because they will be able to tell what he can do and then help reverse the hormonal imbalance that may have caused.
Okay. All right. I'll say otherwise you can also call us back and leave your number with us and we can put you in touch. Is there a contact number to get to you or to Medifem?
Yes. Let me give my contact, so that if anybody has issue, they can call and then we'll direct them to Medifem. Okay, great. So the number is 0501 53 54 55. 0501 53 54 55. Okay. Well, we'll be spending a lot of time with you in this month as we talk cancer, breast cancer in particular. So I guess we'll be seeing you often. Yes, definitely. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Really, really grateful. Okay. All right. We will bring you show business. Before that, though, Joy FM Christian Forum. There's a forum that's coming up. What is the role of the church when it comes to politics and, most importantly, elections? Is the church well equipped to execute its role and all the nuances that come with it? How influential is the church when it comes to shaping the democratic fortunes of our country? It's happening this Sunday, 25th of October. Is your radio for discerning listeners, Joy FM, as always, providing the platform and leading the conversation with the various faith bodies and religious leaders. I'll tell you about the speakers as we talk election 2020 in the forum dubbed Election 2020, the role of the church. Archbishop Philip Name, President Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference. Also speaking, Bishop Samuel Neumann, Executive Member, Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council. Bishop Benny Wood, President, Concerned Clergy Association. And then also Reverend Dr. Cyril Fayosi, General Secretary, the Christian Council. It's this Sunday. Make a date at the Royal House Chapel at Himfe. We'll be live on Joy FM and also here on JoyNews. Pastor Tawaka will be hosting that. If you've got questions, kindly call 0302 216 540. Remember that we're going to observe all the COVID-19 protocols. Caddy is up next with show business.